Now, the topic is power control. What is power control and what is its process in GSM? So, power control and power class, these are the two important terms within a GSM system, that is 2G second generation, because these have been introduced which are used to manage the power that is transmitted and the base station's expectations. So, the transmitted power levels and power control of 2G GSM mobiles, those are of great importance because it affects a number of areas of performance. So the 2G GSM standard, it defines the groups which are referred to as GSM power class designations. So these are allotted to indicate the power capability of various mobiles. So in practical systems, the power level of every subscriber is constant control by the serving base stations. The power level has to be maintained constant. If it not only reduces the interference levels, but also it extends the battery life. Because of this reduced interference, it leads to very high capacity. The base station, it controls the power levels of the mobiles that are linked to it. It also reduces the battery life and reduces the level of interference. The performance of base stations is not compromised by high power local mobiles, which may tend to mask out weaker mobiles further away from the base station, which will be resulting in near par effect. So the GSM network is designed in such a way that the mobile station is instructed to use only minimum power level in order to achieve effective communication with the base transceiver station. So the minimum power level has to be used to achieve effective communication. But GSM requires every mobile station to subject to power control. And the power control is optional for the BTS, base transceiver station. Depending upon the quality of the connection, the BSC will request BTS and the mobile station to adjust their output power. So what is the need of the power control? This comparison: maximum mobile station power, base station power class, maximum RF power. So the power control, it allows the modification of MS and BTS transmit power, and the increment between different power level numbers is 2 dB, minimizes the interference, maximizes battery life. This is the main advantage of using power control. And the GSM power level sufficient has to be maintained. That base station controls the output power of the mobile, keeping the GSM power level to maintain a good signal to noise ratio, but not too high to reduce the interference overloading, and also it is used to preserve the battery life. In the table here it is given. The mobile, it adjusts it powers accordingly, such that the base station controls the power of the mobile by sending GSM power level number. Whatever the number it is there, it will be sending GSM power level number. Then the mobile will adjust its power accordingly. And the difference between power level numbers will be to increment is 2 dB. So the accuracies that are required for the GSM power control, they are very relatively stringent. The maximum power levels that are required to be controlled is to be within plus or minus 2 dB, whereas this relaxes at the lower levels to plus or minus 5 dB. It may vary, these power level numbers may vary according to the GSM band that are in use. And GSM defines 8 power classes for the BTS transmitter to cover 5 classes of MS. So GSM power class, not all mobiles will have the same maximum output power level, but in order to that, the base station, it knows the maximum power level that it can send to the mobile, that is necessary for the base station to do the maximum power it can transmit. So this can be achieved by allocating GSM power class number to a mobile. This number indicates to the base station that maximum power that it can transmit, and hence the maximum power level number the base station can instruct it to use. So again, the GSM power classes, it may vary according to the band in use. The signal and quality level in GSM, signal level in GSM, and the 8 signal values here it is shown. Signal level values in GSM, this is a table. The quality level in GSM, these are the levels: bit error rate, quality. What is a procedure for the power control means? Excuse me. The mobile station, it measures the received power level of the serving base station. If it exceeds from the neighboring base stations, then power control has to be initiated. And the quality of the received signal, the received power level, ID codes of up to 6 neighbors base stations. If the neighboring base station, neighboring neighboring base station power level and the serving base station power level has to be monitored regularly. If the serving base station is exceeding greater than exceeding the neighboring base station, then the power control has to be initiated. It also measures the base station also measures the received power level and the signal quality of each mobile station and transmits power of the mobile station and base station. So for both the MS and BS, the power output should be controlled in 2 dB steps for obtaining better co-channel interference. I have told you that it should, the minimum value is plus or minus 2 dB. For the greater, it is plus or minus 5 dB. So the power output is controlled in the sequence of 15 steps of 2 dB through SACCH, slow associated control channel through base transceiver station. So the power level that are sent to mobile stations via 5-bit transmit power field on the downlink SACCH message block. Slow associated control channel, normal messages has to be sent to identify the network characteristics cellular identity using dedicated standalone dedicated control channel. In that one, slow associated control channel. This is the power classes and power control in terms of dBm. Only plus or minus 2 dB has to be maintained. In all these graphs, you can see only 2 dB plus or minus has been there. You can clearly observe here. Next, what is the power control process in a GSM? The continuation here goes. The BSC, it informs the BTS using ABIS interface. There are various interfaces that are used in GSM. ABIS interface, standard interfaces, SS7 protocol interface has been used. Using these interfaces, it informs, BCS informs BTS within BS PowerCon message of output power to be used. Only if necessary, it will send this BS PowerCon message to BTS. Otherwise, normal power control can be handled. This output power level, it is forwarded to MS through SACCH that is to be sent. One SACCH can be sent to the mobile station for every 480 milliseconds, always telling the mobile station the current output power. It all continuously reports the results of the output power, and it will this SACCH will send a message to the every mobile station for every 480 milliseconds. This is a growth. And coming to the what is handoff in a GSM, and what are the types of handoffs that are carried in a GSM. So there are intercellular there are actually 4 types of handoffs for the GSM. The handoff is nothing but automatically changing of frequency when a mobile user moves from one geographical area to other area. Then it is called as handoff. In GSM handoff, it will be initiated by network which provides the new channel characteristics, the new power level, and the physical channel establishment procedures and timing advances. These all will be included in the handoff process for the GSM. The types of handoffs are intra-cell handoff within same BSC, intra-MSC handoff, inter-MSC handoff. So GSM, it uses TDMA technique in which the transmitter transmits for first slot out of 8. Out of 8 slots, it transmits only at the beginning of the slot, and similarly receiver receives a slot for 1 slot in 8. That is, out of 8 slots, transmitter is used to transmit for 1 slot and receiver is used to receive for the 1 slot out of 8. So these 2 slots are used for transmitting and receiving out of 8, and the remaining 6 slots, it scans other radio channels looking for the beacon frequencies that may be stronger or more suitable. So in case of any handoff occurs, these 6 will check for the strongest signals that are around the neighboring base stations. So which are more suitable or which are more stronger, which is having more signal strength, that can be used in case of handoff conditions. The mobile then scans these and reports back the quality of this link to the base transceiver stations. In this way, the mobile assists in the handoff decision. So out of 8 time slots, one is to transmit the information, another is to receive the information, and remaining 6 will be used to scan the signal strength, whichever is stronger and more suitable in case of handoff conditions. If any handoff condition occurs, the signal which is more strength, then it is transferred to that particular station. In this way, the mobile will assist the a new station in handoff conditions. This form of GSM handoff, we'll be calling it as MAHO, that is called as mobile assisted handoff. These are the different types of handoffs that are used in GSM. Thank you.